Listen, I'm about to pick up another $7,000 suit. Mall of Emirates, in my opinion, this is the best one in Dubai. As you guys can see, we've just moved into the new suit. We had to do a quick pit stop at Cipriani, the clubhouse, so we're now in the cigar shop. Day traders and suits. This is something that I get a lot of questions of. Why do you always wear a suit? And how do I wear a suit? Which brands do I need to go for? And what are the do's and don'ts when you're wearing a suit? Listen, I'm about to pick up another $7,000 suit. So I thought, you know what, maybe it's a good time to show you guys what I'm looking for when I'm buying a suit and what I would give as advice for someone who wants to buy a suit. Today, we are wearing a full Brioni suit. Brioni is one of the brands that I always love for suits because in my opinion they have the best cuts. But more on this today, okay? So if you are in the day trading space or if you're just a businessman who wants a good suit and who doesn't want to look like a dummy, make sure that you keep on watching. This is a man's world. Now guys, one of the key things for the people who are about to drive, okay? Listen. When you're driving, please don't wear your jacket while driving, okay? So what you're doing, this, you should take one with you, yeah, one, yeah? Then you just take your jacket off, and then you just hang it up before your meeting, okay? So don't go sit and drive with your jacket on, no. You hang it up in the back of your car, then you're going there. Now the question I get a lot is why do you actually wear a suit? Because you work from home as a day trader. And yes, that's true. But I can ask the same question to a lot of people. Why do you wear a Nike Tech fleece to every occasion? Because you're not in the gym. Yeah. The only reason why I do it is because I absolutely love it. I think it's cool, I think it's comfortable, and I just like it. I'm not really into watches, into cars. I'm more into suits. And that's the reason why I wear it a lot. And I think that when I'm looking at dressing well, that's one of the things that will always give you a better feeling. And guys, one of the real reasons why I wear suits is because even when you just drink a coffee, you feel like Harvey Specter from Suits. Alright guys, so we just arrived. Brioni, Mall of Emirates. In my opinion, this is the best one in Dubai. Okay, so if you're in the Mall of Emirates, go here. And it's now time to pick up one and to give you some good tips. So guys, of course, the best sales associate in the world is here again, Ikram. She's helping today. We are setting everything up for you, so I will make it easy for you to take notes. Alright, guys, so when we start, we have to start at the basics. And the basics of a suit is basically the color of the suit. So before we jump into t-shirts, let's jump into the colors of suits. Listen, if you're starting out, I would recommend 3 colors, yes? So these from Brioni are the 3 key ones. We have this one. This is basically the one that I'm wearing now. And that is a dark blue, okay? So don't go too light like some people do in the beginning with, for example, something like this. Go to a bit darker blue because it's very versatile. You can wear it with a lot. Okay, you can wear it to a business meeting, but if, for example, you have this fun night out at Cipriani or Zuma, then blue is still good as well. You can wear it with a normal shirt, but you can wear it with this as well. Then we go on to this one. This is the one that I'm picking up today. This is my suit. It's done from the tailor now, and this is charcoal gray. Okay, when you're looking at charcoal, as you guys can see, it's this very dark gray. This one is perfect for a bit more formal things, but again, if you want to go for a night out, you can just wear it with a black sweater, for example, and you look a bit like Bruce Wayne. That's cool as well. And then, of course, the one that a lot of people like is just a normal black one. Yes, so the black one, again, you can wear it to multiple things. If you have a business meeting, if you have anything, but what a lot of people like to do is wear it, for example, with a black shirt, because then they feel like some kind of gangster, okay? Now, here comes the interesting thing. This is just a suit, yes? You need to have a good one and it will last a lifetime. This is why I say if you go for a suit, eventually you go a bit more expensive. You start with, for example, just suit supply. You get comfortable in a suit, then you learn a bit more about the materials and stuff, and then you see that you will end up at brands like, for example, a Brioni, When you're looking at people like, for example, Putin, he wears Brioni. When you're looking at the highest CEOs, they all wear Brioni suits, okay? One of the things as well, if you come closer, you don't want very flashy buttons, okay? Sometimes I see people in a suit and they have like these gold buttons. Please don't do this, okay? If it's a dinner jacket and it's just a jacket, fine, but not on a suit, yeah? Because you don't want to distract people from that. Now then, we're looking into this, look. So when you're looking at the shirt itself, the shirts is where you can play around with a lot. Because when you're looking at the suit itself, this is basically the armor. But one of the funny things is, if you just look at this, if you put this on right here, then you can see how it will look, okay? So this is one outfit, yes? It looks like a full outfit now. One of the funny things is that the entire outfit will look like a very different one if you put a different shirt on it. So if I put a white one here now, as you guys can see, right now it's something completely different. It looks like you're wearing a complete different outfit. And this is the nice thing about suits. You buy the suit itself, that's something that you always have, but then you can rotate in the outfits in buying different shirts. Because every single time when you put on a different shirt, it looks like you're wearing something completely new. And that is where the real fun starts, and that is the ties, okay? For the people who know me, you know that I have a crazy tie collection. Why? Because every single time when you wear a new tie, for example, again, it looks like you're wearing a complete different suit. Now then, we have things like this, and this is called a pocket square, okay? This is something where people like to play around with as well. Why? Because it makes it a bit less formal, okay? So you can place this one, for example, you can just put it here, just for reference, okay? If you put it here, it makes the suit look a bit more funky, basically. Look, like this. And this is what makes the suit a bit more alive, okay? All right, so guys, as you guys can see, we've just moved into the new suit. Now, when we're looking at this, we have to look at a couple of things when you're buying a suit. One of the things, sizing of a suit is everything. And one of the most common mistakes I see people make is that they have, for example, a very tight suit. So they go to the gym and now they want to show everyone, listen, I'm this Popeye guy. And what do? Of course, the shoulders is a very big thing. What you want to make sure with the shoulders is that it doesn't pop out so that the shoulder is all the way here. No, this one needs to go perfect, like almost in a box, like this down, okay? Now, when you're looking at this, exactly the same for the waist. Make sure it's not too much like this and not way too boxy, okay? But it needs to basically fit your body perfectly. When you're looking at the ass, I don't care how many squats you do as a man, but what I want you to make sure is that your jacket goes exactly until the end of it, okay? So it shouldn't be here, it shouldn't be here, but it should be exactly at the end of it. So that's the way how you can see if the length of it is good, as you guys can see right here. Now then we go to one of the most important ones and the place where people make the most mistakes. And that is when it comes down to trousers. One of the biggest problems people make is that they get way like almost skinny jeans for a suit. What will make the entire suit very cheap. So it doesn't matter if you have a suit of 10,000 euros, if the fit is not good, you will see that it will look still like a very cheap suit. Same goes if you're overweight. It doesn't matter what kind of material you have, it doesn't matter what kind of brand you have, it will still look terrible. Why? Because someone who goes to the gym and looks fit will look better in a $100 H&M suit than you in a $50,000 Brioni suit. Okay, so make sure that you're in shape as well. When you're looking at the trousers, make sure it's not too tight. And when you're looking at this, there's like this break at my shoes. Okay, so you want to make sure that the length of your suit creates this little break right here. As you guys can see, there's a little break at my feet. Now, shoes is a big thing as well. These are pretty formal shoes, okay? And these shoes are from church. In the beginning, you don't have to get crazy shoes, but what I want to say is that if you have the right shoes, they will last you a lifetime, okay? Because you can always polish them and you can do stuff. So shoes at one moment, it's an investment because it will last a lifetime. And this is the same with a good suit. A good suit is supposed to be with you your entire life, okay? So that's why at one point you are going into the more premium brands. Now, then we step into ties. When you're looking at ties, what you want to make sure is that the tip of your tie goes to around this level here. So around your the button of your pants. You don't want to have it here, right here, because then you just look very stupid, okay? So never have your tie too short, yeah? Same goes, never have it all the way towards here, too long. You want to have it around the tip right here of your pants. So when you're looking at the tie, make sure that you fix that as well. Then we have the last thing, and that is the arm length, okay? Right here, you don't want to have your suit all the way towards here. You don't want to have it all the way towards here, but you want to have it around here, okay? So around the start of your hand, I would say that if you do, for example, this one still comes out a bit, and the shirt needs to be a little bit right here, okay? So like this. Make sure that the jacket is not all the way like this, but this is around here, okay? So when I'm looking at this fit, what is basically my checklist? My checklist is, are the shoulders good? Yes. Is the length of the arms good? Yes. Is this one good? Yes. Do the trousers have this little break? Yes. Do we have a very happy wizard here? Sin tu amor no viviré. Es la historia de un amor. So guys, we picked up the suit and we made it a bit more funky, okay? So no more tie now, yeah? And again, just look how it can switch up. You go from a tie to very formal to now just a bit less formal. A cool thing here. And now we just can enjoy the day, drink some coffee, do whatever. Again, you feel like James Bond in a suit. And one of the things, guys, what I want you to understand in the beginning, again, you can go to Suit Supply. You don't have to need to have a very premium suit. But when it comes down to the shirt, get a premium shirt when you're getting your first suit. The reason for this is because the shirt will decide how comfortable you feel. The ones from Suit Supply are pretty cheap, and if you do this, you don't feel comfortable. But with a premium shirt, then it doesn't matter the suit, you will feel comfortable. So that's another tip. Now, of course, we won't end the vlog here because the S&P just made a new all-time high. So what are we going to do? We have to celebrate it with a nice cigar because we're already a bit in the vibe. So we're now on the way to the cigar shop, and I always get the question, Camille, why do you smoke cigars? You're not an old man. And I get that, and to be honest, I never started it with the intention of I'm going to smoke cigars. I literally went to a shop where I always got my candles from. And at one moment I walk in there and the candles, he said, I don't sell them anymore. But I am a cigar shop, so I have cigars. I just turned 18 and I was like, hey, I thought, you know what, I will do it. And he said, oh, it's your first cigar. And I said, yeah. He said, well, then I'm going to invite you for a coffee because I want to show you that cigars is not about just smoking, but it's about every single cigar will have a memory. And this is what really got me into it. So he gave me a book, it's called The World of Habanos, where he said just look a bit more into cigars, what they actually are, and see that it's way more of a real world instead of just a random cigarette or a premium cigarette. And this was the moment when for me it all started. So I started smoking the cigars, and in the beginning I really didn't like it, to be honest. But I got the idea of every single time when I was sitting down, I had a cigar, and it was like, I remember the sit down now. Well, when I always looked at people smoking cigarettes, it's just you're standing there for 1 minute, a bit depressed in the rain, and then you go inside again, hoping that it will take away your stress. Well, cigars, like a cigar takes like 30 minutes to 45 minutes. So you really have to sit down for it to do it. And right now it became such a part of my life, to be honest, where every single week on a Friday or a Saturday, or sometimes at the beginning of the week, I'm just going to one of my favorite cigar lounges. I'm a member of quite some cigar lounges now. And I'm just going to sit there with my notebook, write things down, clear my mind with a cigar, and that every single time becomes just a memory. So right now I'm going to the cigar lounge. I literally bought my house above the cigar place because I'm there quite often, and I was like, otherwise I have to drive there every single time. So I'm going to show you the cigar shop that I live above, and yeah, let's go there. And of course, guys, before we're heading to the cigar lounge, we had to do a quick pit stop at Cipriani, the clubhouse, for some food. And then afterwards, I'm going to show you guys the world of cigars. But the team needs to eat. At last, my love has come along. My lonely days we're now in the cigar shop, and one of the most important things when it comes down to cigar is that the price doesn't really matter. It's not okay, this one is so much, so this one is 100 times better. That's not the case. Alright, so I just got myself one of my favorite cigars, Cuello de Rosé number 52. One of the key things about cigars is one of the big things that I always lose, so now we have to do it with this one, is the accessories. Okay, you have cool cutters and all of the stuff. One of the best brands about this is Dupont. Unfortunately, I lose them always. So we have to do it with this plastic one now. One of the key things where people mess up when it comes down to cigars is the cutting of the cigar. By accident, for example, they think, okay, I have to cut it, and they just do it here, where they basically ruin the entire cigar and half of the cigar is gone. What I want you to understand, when you're cutting a cigar, make sure that you just do the little tip right here, okay? So you don't kill the cigar, basically. So when you're cutting it, what you want to make sure that not all the not the entire cigar is gone after the cutting itself, okay? When it comes down to lighting, you can either, for example, choose to do it with a normal lighter, or for example, you do it with matches, okay? When you're doing it with matches, just make sure that you use 2 matches, because one, most of the time, doesn't work very well. Now, when you're doing it, you hold it in this position, so not above it, not like this, but a bit like this, and then you basically keep it above the flame. So you just do it with the cigar and the matches to really top it off. Now you order a coffee and you enjoy. Friends, I hope that you now know where you need to get your shoots from. I hope that you now understand something about cigars, and don't forget the favorite saying. As a trader, you only need 2 things. You need liquid and you need oxygen. So that's why right here we have liquid, and right here we have oxygen. Enjoy your day.